Hello, Namaskarundi. Welcome back to another video. So I have just finished my IIT Kharagpur MBA interviews. Why I am doing this interviews? Because I felt this interview was kind of different from all other interviews that I have attended. I have attended CAP, SB Jain, then some of the institutes like IMT Ghaziabad IMP and other IMs as well. But this entire interview process was somewhat different from what I have attended earlier. So that's why I believed that doing a video in this particular topic would help aspirants, especially aiming for IITs. So, and I think that this is the kind of structure that IIT interviews are going to follow. So what I have to share is my experience of my IIT Kharagpur interview for an MBA program, just finished a little bit earlier. So there were actually two panelists, and both were around 40 to 50 or maybe around 50 plus age, I would reckon. And first of all, they confirmed our photo ID and then started off with the interview with an introduction. So the panelist asked me to introduce myself in less than 1 minute, and I have given my preparatory answer. And after that, he went on to the geographical and India as a country, that particular part, where first he addressed about my native place. I'm coming from Kerala, so he asked me a few questions regarding Kerala and where I'm residing, and then the primary business or the revenue generating body of my particular state. And then he went on to the Indian map and asked me to explain how we can travel from the eastern part, which is Assam, to Gujarat, which is on the west side, northwest of India. And he asked me, how will you travel from these two places, and how many states will you cover while you are traveling between these two places? So I gave him an answer which I conveyed into him that I'm drawing a straight line from Assam to Gujarat. So as per understanding the geographical map of India, I think I will pass through around 5 to 6 states, and I named that particular state. And after that, he went on to ask some more geographical questions, especially I think which are the border states that India is sharing with China. And he asked for name the 3 states which have dual capital cities, like 2 capital cities in India. And then after that, he asked me the capital of Uttarakhand, and he asked me certain questions regarding to India, the states, and different aspects of the geographical aspects of India. And after that, he went on to the max session, where he asked me to write a particular integral, which was integral e raised to x limiting from 0 to infinity, and he asked me to solve that. So I did convey him my approach to that particular question, and I did solve that. And after that, he asked me to write a 3 by 3 matrix. He gave me the values and asked me to find out the cofactor matrix, but I was not able to recollect on how to calculate the cofactor set, so that I was not able to do. That I conveyed with the panelist. And after that, he asked me what is your interest area. So he asked whether it's politics, is it business spectrum or anything. So I conveyed him this, that I do follow these kind of topics, but sports is something that I am really curious and interested about. So he asked me some concepts regarding cricket. So he asked me, tell me some abnormal ways of getting out in a cricket match. So I told him about the hit wicket and the mankading aspect. We had a discussion about the mankading aspect. He said it was kind of no, it's a normal thing, but I told him that's kind of an argumentative part where some of the people or majority of the people not agree with mankading. So yeah, these were the questions. And after that, he asked me what is the maximum swing, outward swing possible for a cricket ball For that also I didn't have any scientific explanation, but with common sense I gave him an answer. And for a legal delivery to be bold, I think it's around a particular angle we can bold at the max. But there was some more discussion about that. He was seeking the scientific explanation behind that, but I was not able to provide that. And after that, he asked me about the Bharat Ratna awards provided by India, and who all are the non-Indian people who got the award. So that was also I was not pretty much sure about. I raised the point of Mother Teresa, but I was not sure. Then he explained me it's okay, and there was a case with Nelson Mandela which for his efforts we have given the Bharat Ratna. So he explained to me, and he was a pretty much chilled and encouraging guy. Where even though we are not finding the answers, he encouraged us. Okay, then. Yeah, tell me what you know. That's what the kind of attitude he had. And I was mainly sticking on to my thought process, where I could explain my thought process. So even if I don't know answer, I would explain him how I arrive at the answer, but I'm not sure about the final answer. So that's what I was doing. And after this, I think the P1 ended his questions and transferred to P2. P2 was kind of a serious professor. I think he's a professor, but I'm not sure. But he was a kind of serious guy, and he was asking straight questions, and he was not that much accommodating, but he was asking his questions and expecting the answers. But he started off with, I think, with the discussion on budget, and he asked me whether you have followed the budget. So I said yeah, I have followed. And he asked me to tell some major points regarding the budget, and I told him the focus on capital expenditure, then the focus on EV ecosystem, and the taxation of digital assets. So these 3 points I have told him. And then he switched on to the capital expenditure part and asked me in which sector are you referring to when it comes to capital expenditure. So I just gave him an abstract answer of giving. I said it would be more onto the infrastructure development, but he wanted a precise answer. So I told him it's mainly on roadways. So he was not interested into that, because, and also at the same time I was not pretty much sure about where we are investing the capital expenditure as such. But then he explained me to the PM Gati Shakti model, but I was not aware of the PM Gati Shakti. I was aware of that particular name, but I was not able to connect on which project is Gati Shakti is referring to. So he gave me a hint on multimodal transportation. So I got this connection back, and I explained the multimodal transport, where the different modes of transport has been connected effectively, and the time that is required for logistics and people movement can be reduced, but at a bigger rate. So there was more discussion onto that, because he was expecting more clarity onto the particular topic. I tried to bring out more clarity, but again was not up to his expectations. So we had this discussion, and finally he told me this is how it works. And after that he also switched to sports and asked me about a particular knockout tournament, where he said there are 20 teams playing, and how many minimum matches are required to be played in a knockout match. So there was also discussion regarding that. So I told him that we need to be buy for another team. So he was not agreeing to all these kind of stuff. He was expecting a more simpler answer. Here I tried to deliver my thought process, but he was not welcoming for that particular aspect, because he just wanted the answer, not my thought process. So I just gave him an answer, but even I was not sure after the discussion with him that is this the answer that he is actually expecting. So that's how the interview went. And then finally he asked me about the main exports of India as such. So I asked him whether it's basically commodity, or we can refer to anything which generate foreign money. So I was particularly referring to the service sector, where we mainly generate our GDP. But there was a lack of miscommunication. So there was a miscommunication in this particular part, and I was referring to the products. So I was not able to recollect the actual products which are the prime exports of our country. I do gave him an answer regarding to some of the products, but he said he want the prominent five, and he suggested that gems and jewelry is one of the biggest exports in India, but that I was not aware. And then he asked me which are the hubs of gems and jewelry in India. That also I was not aware of, but I told him that Hyderabad is very much famous for its pearls and everything. Then he asked me, do you know about something about Surat? I told him that I have heard about Surat and its relations with jewelry, but I'm not particularly aware of it. And he asked me where is Surat. I had this idea whether I have heard some states regarding to Surat, which is regarding to the Gujarat state, but I was not able to communicate that because I was wondering if I was giving any blunder answer, whether I would talk it loud or keep it low. So I prefer to keep it low. I said, so I am not aware of that particular state. So he said, okay, it's fine, and discuss some more discussions pertaining to that. And after that, he said the interview is over and you can sign off. So it was an interview of about 20 minutes or maybe even more than that. And this was purely, I felt it was a purely technical one rather than the other interviews, where in this particular interview what I felt is that they are understanding the skills and the knowledge that as a person you have. So you have as a person, to be honest, like you have to be aware of the budgets, the happenings around your country, the basic geography of your country, and the basic business of your country, and mostly you have to be aware of the things around you. That's one thing that they have tested. And being an IIT, it's not a surprise where they are checking your analytical skills. So even after cracking CAT, they are also checking your maths, even integration, metrics and everything. So people who are going to the interviews, please keep an eye on all these mathematical stuffs. I have prepared something related to my graduation. I am a mechanical engineer, so I was expecting questions from there, but even that I am not comfortable with much of the mechanical engineering questions. So it was a relief for me that they haven't dwelled much into my graduation and mechanical engineering, but still I think they have got a much idea about my technical and analytical skills by analyzing the mathematical problems. I am not sure about how the interview went, but I think it was comfortable, I would say, with P1, but not so that much comfortable with P2. So I don't know how it will go in the final results. But anyway, I wanted to share this with the people because I am one of the first few slots of IIT interviews. So this would be helpful for people who are attending IIT interviews and maybe can learn something from my experience as well. So please do try to brush up your maths concepts. In CAT, we were only dealing with topics up to 10th, but they are asking for integration, differentiation and everything. So please keep an eye on that. And also please keep an eye on how things work around you, especially the current affairs and everything. So I think that would be it pertaining to the IIT interview. So I hope this helps, and I will try to come up with more videos like this. And do subscribe to my channel to watch more videos. And I think this video will be referring to a much larger audience than my native Malayalam speakers. That's the reason why I have switched to an English language rather than sticking on to my native Malayalam language. So അതുകൊണ്ടാണ് വീഡിയോ ഇംഗ്ലീഷിലെടുത്തത്, കുറച്ചുകൂടെ ആൾക്കാരിലേക്ക് റീച്ച് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുന്നത്. ഞാൻ മലയാളത്തിൽ തന്നെ കണ്ടിന്യൂ ശ്രമിക്കാം, but I will try to mix things up with Malayalam and English content. So that's it from my end. We'll see you in the next video. Please keep supporting me and do subscribe to my channel and like and share this video. Okay, this is Sunil. Let's see you in the next video.